want to talk about building an effective management team for us is we're actively building a team, and it's very important for you to get the foundation of any structure you are building right. Recently, I was passing through around the Dwelegba, and I saw a building that they just finished building the first floor, and the government came to demolish it. And why we did the demolition was because the structure that was supposed to support the main building was not hard enough. And it meant that when they tested the pillars that was supposed to support the main structure, they found that once you put anything on top of those pillars, the whole thing will crumble. Now for us, we are building a new management team, so it's very important for us to ensure that the foundation that we are setting is actually the right one. Because once we don't get this foundation right, it becomes a huge problem. One is that people will not understand what is expected of them, and secondly, you start to have clashes of interest. So that at the end of the day, instead of working to build a superstructure, you find out that we are consciously or unconsciously sabotaging the effort of one person so that our own star will shine more. But what we are trying to do is, when you have a laser, why laser is so powerful is that laser is the same energy in the bulb you are seeing that is in laser, but all the rays are channeled together at a point, and because they're all focused at a point, they can cut through any metal. But for a bulb like this, because the rays are going in different directions, the only thing they can give is visibility. Apart from that, they can't do anything. So what I'm trying to do is for us to channel all our resources, all our energy towards achieving the same objective which the company has set for us. So we'll start with clarity of direction. One of the most important things for any organization is for you to build a superstructure, a wonderful management team, is clarity of vision and clarity of mission. It means that if somebody comes into your organization, for instance, you need to be very clear about what the mission of the organization is. It has to be very clear to you what the vision of the organization is. If, for instance, you come at our place, you ask any of our staff at Counselor, what is the mission of this company? They'll tell you clearly that our mission is to teach African business owners how to build profitable, sustainable, and world scalable business. It means that all of us are clear that anybody we are working with, we want to help them build a good business. What does this tell us? If somebody is trying to start a business, the person is not for us. If somebody is a civil servant, the person is not for us. Because our mission is to help people who have business to make their business more profitable and more sustainable. Now, what is our vision? Where do we see ourselves? Our vision is to build the best business university in Africa. It means that everything we are doing is towards a business education focused, so that these two things for us are clear to anybody who is working with us. And it's such that anything you are doing, you're asking yourself, is this thing that I'm doing today aligned with the vision and mission of this organization? Which means our mission in this organization has to be very clear to each and every one of us. And if we need to also understand it, and it becomes very clear, because if your mission, what you assume is the mission of the company, is different from what you assume is the mission of the company. He might be going in this direction while you are going in this direction. So our mission and vision has to be very clear to us. The other point is about goals. Now, during the Nations Cup of 1994, if you remember, I think it was Nigeria against Senegal or something. Okocha was playing so well. That was, I think, this part of it that they are still showing up to now. You find it where he will just play the ball over somebody. The person thought he plays it again. But towards the middle of the match, Westerhoff changed him. Why? Because the goal was to win the match and not to entertain the fans. And when somebody, though he was entertaining the fans, was doing what everybody liked, but as long as he was not towards a goal of winning the match, he was taken out. It means for us, we need to understand what are the 5-year goals of this company, what are the 2-year goals of the company, and what is our goal for this year. In the next, if I ask you now, in the next 10 years, do you know what your company is trying to achieve? In the next 5 years, do you know what this company is trying to achieve? And in the next 12 months, do you actually know what your company is planning to achieve? Apart from the financial target that you have set, the MD has set, what is the core objective that this company wants to achieve? For us at Counselor, for instance, we set our goal is that by the end of this year, we want to complete our Lagos campus. And what we've done is that any 10,000 or 1 million that we get, we are channeling it there, because everybody understands that this building needs to be complete before the end of this year. So we have our financial goal, we have our working goal, we have our customers' achievement goal. Do we know what are the goals of this company? 10 years, 5 years, 2 years, and 1 year. So that we will ask ourselves, are we playing like J.J. Okocha? Or are we playing like this Rashidi Yekini? Because remember Rashidi Yekini about all he needs, give him the ball. He's not interested in dribbling. He goes straight to the goalpost of the opponent. Our goal for this organization has to be very clear for us, which means if we don't know what the goal of this company is for the next 10 years, for the next 5 years, for the next 2 years, most importantly for the next 12 months, when your MD is around, ask him what are our goals, so that all our energies will be channeled towards achieving these goals. The other one is understanding the critical success determining factor of this company. Now, a lot of people think that they want to succeed, but they've not asked themselves what, in a chemical reaction, there's always a process where maybe one element will interact with the other one. He said that, okay, let me use a tank for instance. If you are pouring water from a tank, the rate at which the water will go out is determined by the size of the pipe. No matter how large the tank is, if you don't have a wide enough pipe, you can't get so much water out on the other side. So for us, we need to ask ourselves, in this industry, what are the factors that determine success in our industry? For us, for instance, in the industry where we work, building relationship is very critical. Putting out there information about business development is very important, which is why every week we do at least 1 to 2 videos and we put out there, because people need to know, okay, I need this business development information. That was for them to contact us. We've understood that these are the critical success determining factor in this industry, and we are focused on them at any particular point. The question I have for you guys is, what are the critical success determining factor in your industry? What are those things that once you get right, you are sure that sales will be coming? What are those things that even if you are doing every other thing well, but you miss this one particular factor, sales will actually drop? Let me give you an instance. There's one very good auditor I know, one of the best. But anytime you see him, he's looking very wretched. Why? Because he has not understood that in his line of business, the critical success determining factor is negotiating your price before you start. Because one thing about service is, the value of any service, no matter what, starts to depreciate once that service is delivered. For instance, if you are an accountant and you want to help somebody to audit their books, at the time tax people are coming to him, your service to him is very, very important. So at that particular point, he's willing to pay you anything. But the moment you have done his audit for him and you are giving him, and the tax people have accepted the document you submitted, anything your value, his value is attaching to your work will drop, because it's not as, the pressure is no longer on him. So for us, we need to ask ourselves, in this industry that we're operating, what are the critical success determining factor? So one thing I want you guys to do, When I come next week, I want you to say, okay, in this industry, these are the 5 factors that determine companies that become successful in this industry. And one of the ways to determine it, to ask yourself, who are the industry leaders? What are the things that they are doing? The big companies that failed, what are the things that they did that make them to fail? Those are the ways to determine what are the critical success factors in your industry. And now come to business structure. A man employed some workers, and among them was a 12-year-old boy. He had a farm, and every time in the morning they will gather the watermelon, and in the evening they will take it to the market and they will sell. And at every particular point, one day the young boy, 12-year-old, went to see the MD and said, "Sir, this way we are taking to where can actually increase the value of our what we say." Say, how can we do that? Say, before we take this thing into the market, as we load it in the vehicle, let's use water hose and water the watermelon. Now when we do that, as we are going to the market, it will look fresh by the time it's getting to the market. And decided to do that, and they noticed that their sales doubled. And when this man now noticed that, he called that young man and he called the 12-year-old boy and called every other person and said, from now on, this young man is the manager of this farm. If you don't take instruction for him, you are fired. Why am I saying this? There's nothing that destroys an organization as much as an organization that don't have organogram and have a chain of command. Chain of command should not be because of this person came first, because of this person is a man or a woman. Chain of command is that this is the top, followed by this and this and this. It means that any organization that has not clearly defined its chain of command, who reports to who, that organization is going down. And which is why one man said that if you want to build a successful company, there are 2 institutions you must study to understand. Number 1 is the military. Number 2 is the Catholic Church. That these are 2 of the longest lasting establishments in the whole world. And the key thing that have kept them in existence, 1 is clearly defined chain of command. You know who reports to who. Everybody knows who reports to who. From the top general to the least corporal. From the Pope to the seminarian. Everybody knows who to report to. And it's the same thing in every company. If we've not clearly defined that after the MD, this is the next line. After this person, this is the next line. Then you have about 2 or 3 captains in the same boat. And when you have, somebody will say, let's go right. The other person will say, let's go left. And the company is going nowhere. Luckily, one of the things we've agreed with the MD to do is to create a template of your organogram as it currently exists, so that everybody will know clearly who am I reporting to. And one of the good things about organogram and chain of command is it's not really about Jeffrey reporting to Joy. It's about the general manager, assistant general manager reporting to the general manager. So you do it irrespective of who is occupying the post as at now, whether it's a male or female, boy or girl, such that you know that even if you remove this person and put the second person, this office reports to that office. So it's very important that we understand clearly who we are reporting to, so that in a situation like this where your MD has traveled, the next person in command, everybody has to be clear to everybody. And the people under you, who do they report to? Such that you don't say, okay, when you give instructions, somebody gives instructions, say, no, I don't report to this person. Without that, the structure of anybody, any organization will go down. And I want us to understand this is very vital, because, you know, in our situation now is a bit peculiar, because we have a lady amongst men, experienced men. And somehow, because we see her as a lady and she's the general manager, taking authority from her might be an issue from some of us who might be coming from an industry or a sector where is male dominated. And if we don't understand the importance of organogram and chain of command, you find out that people under you will feel that, okay, I report to Jeffrey, I report to Clem. And when you do that now, what happens? When she gives instruction, the people that, because it's supposed to be from your people to you to her, and when she gives instruction, it should go from her to you to them. If she gives, because she's a lady, you feel that, okay, because she's a lady, I won't take instruction. And people under you will not take that. And what happens? The system collapses. It means you need to know your place in the chain of command and know who you report to and who reports to you. Which is one of the beauty of, like I always say, the army is very important. And it was what that centurion was telling Jesus in the Bible. When he's asking, you don't need to come to my place. The guy understands chain of command. He said, I'm a man under authority. I'm a man under Caesar. I'm a centurion. I'm a man under authority, which means I'm under a general. The general is under Caesar. And I have people under me. I have 100 soldiers under me. Which means if I give instruction, I don't need to be there for it to be executed. I know that because I've given instruction and there's a clear chain of command, the people that have given the instruction execute it whether I'm there or not. And when Caesar gives instruction and it comes to the general, it gets to me. I don't need to see Caesar for me to start to execute. Which is why I was saying, see, Jesus, I don't need you to come. I know you have your own guys. I know you. I understand the chain of command. Give instruction and whatever you give will be done. The same thing applies to us. If we understand chain of command, 60% of the problem we'll be having will disappear. Because everybody knows who reports to who and how that chain of command goes. The next one is understand what your duties are. You know, there was in a company that I work with, they have this accountant. Every day he leaves his job and is going to check how much some people are collecting from the company. Now he's doing that because he wants to know what will come to him out of the amount that these people are getting. But his primary duty of keeping good records for the company, he's neglecting it. I'm not saying that you can't extend to help somebody else, but it's very critical that you understand why are you in this company. Why did the company bring you into it? What are your duties? What are the things? What was the headache that your MD was having when you say, okay, I'm having this problem, I need this person to come and solve this problem. I'm bringing this person to fit here. What are the expectations he has from you? One of the best things you can do for yourself is to come and meet your MD and ask him, sir, these are the things I'm currently doing. Are they the things you expect of me? Because somehow he might want you to go to Victoria Island and you are heading to Badagry, and you are working hard and heading to Badagry, and you say, I'm moving very fast. But is that why he employed you? Because he might be playing you without knowing that just doing beautiful nonsense. And also, for us to have a fully functional management team, you must also understand the duties of your associates. The accountant must understand clearly the duties of the marketing manager. The marketing manager must understand clearly the duties of the logistics officer. The logistics person must understand clearly the duties of the digital marketer. So that when this person is going astray, because you know we are more like a gear system. Is this person is rotating, he's rotating the next person, and he's rotating the next person. That's when we get the result we want at the end. But if you are doing your job very well, everything that was asked of you, you are doing it very well, and the other person is not doing his job, all you are doing is a waste. Because all the output you are generating that the other person is supposed to work with, the person is wasting it because he or she is not doing what they're supposed to do. Let's say your duty now is to come and open the door by 6 o'clock. And when you open it, somebody's duty is to come and sweep. And by 6 o'clock, you open the door and the person who is supposed to come and sweep does not come. All you've just done is beautiful nonsense. Because until that person sweeps, the place will not be open. So it's for us too to know our duty, but most importantly, know the duties of every other person around you. And which is one of the things that we'll be doing for you guys designing what are the job descriptions of everybody. So that when you know your job description, you also look at the job description of the other person, so that you know how does what I do relate to what the other person does. Who feeds me and who do I feed? Because sometimes if you accelerate, do your job well, and the other person does not do his job well, you're only creating waste. Because I guess it's more like a pipe is this size, the other one is bigger. There's a way you put so much this on this side, it will burst this other one because this person doesn't have the capacity to carry it. So your job is to know what is the capacity of the person I'm feeding, and ask yourself, do I understand his work so that I can actually help the person to understand, so that if I'm being more productive, the person should be able to take what I'm generating. So know your duty and know the duty of the person who is working with you and everybody around you. And why it's also important to know the duty of other people around you is so you don't have this problem that a lot of companies have. Once one particular person is not there, everything shuts down. We need to be a multi-purpose tool in our organization, meaning that if I'm not there, somebody else will be able to do my job and do their own as well. And not that because the accountant is not there, nobody knows how to impute data into the system. Because the marketing manager is not there, nobody knows how to update the records of the marketers. So it's not just about, which is one of the beautiful things that the Israeli Air Force did. When they were fighting the 1967 war, they noticed that because they had limited distance, they would train one pilot, as an engineer, as a weather person. So that assuming you are fighting and your engineer is taken out, you should be able to start to be flying the aircraft and doing the engineering work at the same time. And it's not that because you're a very good flight person and a bullet comes and kills your flight engineer, suddenly your plane crash because the mechanical fault that the plane develops, that because an engineer is not there, you should be able to fix it. You don't know how to fix it. So it's not just about knowing your job very well, but also knowing the duties of the people who work with you. Execution of strategy. We work with a company that does clearing, and they work with a lot of containers. Now, a lot of times when we have the empty containers, there's always a rush. Let's return this thing. So once those ones are returned, everybody relaxes until the next stockpile of this thing comes up. But what we now say is that, why wait till this thing comes? Why not have a plan such that at any point they are coming, there's a system that takes it out and returns it? What I'm trying to say is that you need to understand the difference between tactics and strategy. Tactics is more like, hey, Akure is not doing well. Go to Akure to find out what they are not doing well. Sales is dropping. Go to this customer to find out why he's not buying more. That is tactics. Tactics is about solving problems as they are coming. And any company that is working with tactics will find it difficult to grow. Companies that grow are companies that have strategy, meaning that in this match, we want to score one goal and we use the boss to block our own post. Which is what, if you know Mourinho, that is his own style. Our strategy is score one goal. Every other person come and line up in front of our goal post and become a defender. We will defend that one goal till the end. We are not trying to score another goal. It means that you look at the end and ask yourself, what do I need to start to put in place? Meaning that if our goal is about achieving a sale of maybe like 10 billion for this year. So okay, for us to achieve a goal of 10 billion, we need to visit Akure 5 times. So whether Akure is selling or not, we know that for us to achieve this thing, we must visit Akure 5 times. It means that it's not because sales is dropping in Akure, that is why we need to visit Akure. Achieving your goal. That is strategy. Which means one of the things we need to do is to sit down and say, this is where we are going to. what are our plans for getting to that place? If we don't have any plan towards hitting 10 billion for this year, it means that what we've been working with is tactics, and nobody wins a match with tactics. You must have a strategy towards your objective. And what this also brings us is to knowing clearly the difference between activities and results. You know, a man was sharing a story that somebody took his car that was having a brake problem to the mechanic, and when he came to pick the car, the mechanic said he has finished the work. So as he paid the mechanic was driving, he matched the brake. The thing was still not, the car was still moving. And he became, when I pressed the horn, I noticed that his horn was very loud and everybody was running away. And he now managed to control the car and went back to the mechanic. I said, I said, fix my brake. Say, sir, I noticed that your brake was faulty, but I also made your horn very loud. Meaning that he felt that because he has made the horn very loud, that has solved the problem. A lot of us might be leaving the faulty brake and working on the horn. Ask yourself, what you are doing, is it moving the company faster and closer to its set objective? Or are you just coming every day doing some things, being busy? At the end of the day, what did the company achieve based on what you did today? It means if we check the achievements the company has achieved so far, from the beginning of the year to this present time, your activities, how did they contribute towards achieving those results? Because we need to be able to differentiate, are we being active, are we being productive? Somebody might just come and is running around. By the end of the day, this person's presence here, did this person's activities move us closer to where we want to be? It's something that we need to be very clear about, and which is where, taking responsibility is very critical. Taking responsibility is about looking at what are the problems present as a leader in this organization and say, okay, I want to rise up to this problem, which differentiates somebody who does his duty. My duty is to come type in every sales today, and I've done. But have you asked yourself, is that the objective of this company? You might be an accountant, for instance, and the employee is, okay, always prepare financial reports. You prepare the financial report, the next morning you submit. But have you sat down to analyze this report? From this report, this particular product is giving us our best sales. And it's okay, let's channel more resources towards this report. Or are you just printing what was sold and what was we still have and presenting every Monday? If you put what was sold and what was remaining and present, you are just doing your duty. But for you to take responsibility, it's okay. Out of the ones that was sold, which one is our fastest one? Out of our expenses for the past 6 months, which one is the biggest expense item in our list? Have you analyzed it? Are you present to MDC? This particular item is taking so much of our money. We need to start to cut down on this particular area. Our sales is coming so much from this area. We need to channel more resources towards this area. That's what taking responsibility is. And that is how you build a solid management structure. Without these fundamentals, turning this company into what we expect it to be would be difficult for us. But if we understand these fundamentals of building a solid business, I can tell you that in a matter of months, our company will achieve greatness. And the way greatness works is that it spreads among people who help to achieve it. There is a group called the PayPal Mafia. PayPal is one of the first online payment platform. A group of about 10, I think between either 10 to 20 people started it. And out of these people that started PayPal, they were so good that As at now, almost all of them are billionaires because companies saw what they did in PayPal and we are coming to say, tell us what we'll pay you for you to come and work for us. It means if you get so good in helping this company achieve, somebody will see you and come and say, see, what do I need? I can triple your salary. I can multiply your salary by 10 for you to come and do what you are doing in these people in my own place. A lot of times, the way we get most of our customers, 80% of them are usually from referrals. I've seen what you've done for this guy. Can you come and do it for us? Once you are good at what you do, people will seek you out. So I want us to understand that. And if you run with this mindset, I can guarantee you that the management structure of this company will be so wonderful that we'll build a system that generates so massive results, not for the company, but for us as an individual. At the end of the day, everybody will smile and be happy. So I hope we'll run with what we've learned and we can impute what we've learned into our activities on a day-to-day basis so that everybody will be happy. So thank you as we go to the meeting proper.